Master of Sass, a teen. Kai and Irene were brushing their teeth and mulling over Sensei's words. Irene spit in the sink and asked, "What do you think our final test is?" Kai spit out the toothpaste in his mouth and replied, "I don't know, but we can take it." He held out his toothbrush like a sword, and Irene held hers up in the same way. She giggled as they started a pretend toothbrush sword fight, going back and forth. "Whoa!" Kai yelled, pointing behind her. She turned and saw an actual ninja dressed all in black and holding a scythe. He was big and muscular as well. There were two more in the room as well, one broad-shouldered and agile with shurikens in hand, the other skinny and nimble with nunchucks. Kai rammed his toothbrush in Shuriken Dude's face and it bounced off Nunchuck Guy's head, finally slithering down Scythe Man's gi. Irene dropped her toothbrush and followed Kai up into the rafters. Shuriken Dude jumped toward them out of nowhere and they dodged, making him fall. Kai chuckled. "We gotta get outside," Irene whispered urgently. A black-gloved fist slammed into Kai, punching him through the roof and into the courtyard. That's one way to do it, she thought. She jumped through the hole and saw the three ninja by the deck, and Kai next to the button that turned on the training course. He looked at her and she nodded. As they came toward Kai, he hit the button. Nunchuck Guy and Shuriken Dude were caught off guard by the dummies, and Kai caught hold of a punching bag to take out Scythe Man. Irene leaped from the roof and landed on Nunchuck Guy. "Who are you?" she hissed in his ear. Then it hit her. "Are you guys the test Sensei Wu spoke of?" "You know Sensei Wu?" Nunchuck Guy asked in surprise. Irene stood up and yelled, "Everyone stop!" Kai and the ninja looked at her in shock as Sensei Wu came outside. "That's enough," he ordered. The ninjas all stood up and replied, "Yes, Sensei." "Wait a minute," Kai exclaimed. "They're your students too?" Wu nodded. "Was this our final test?" Irene asked. Whoa, 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 Nunchuck Guy interrupted. "You never said anything about a fourth, or even a fifth. It's always three. 3 blind mice, 3 musketeers, 3... What he's trying to say, Sensei Wu," Scythe Man interjected, "is that the 3 of us have trained together. We're solid." Kai smirked. "Didn't look so solid to me." Irene smacked his arm. "Master, what is the meaning of this?" Shuriken Dude asked. Wu replied, "Each of you has been chosen. Each of you in tune with elemental properties. But first..." His Spinjitzu tornado swept across the 5 of them, and Irene found herself in a nice new indigo gi, holding beautifully crafted sais. The others were dressed in new gis as well. "Whoa, how'd he do that?" gasped Kai. "Hey, look what color I am," Nunchuck Guy said gleefully. "Wait a minute, I'm still black," Scythe Man said. Sensei introduced them to each other. "Kai, Master of Fire. It burns bright in you. Jay is Blue, Master of Lightning." "Heh, that's not all I'm the master of," Jay said. "I do a little inventing. I dabble in model building, touch of cooking, a little poetry. More like Mouth of Lightning," the Black Ninja muttered to Irene and Kai. Irene had to agree. "Black Ninja is Cole," Wu continued. "Solid as rock, Master of Earth." "Nice to meet you, kids," Cole said, pulling off his hood, revealing shaggy black hair and deep brown eyes. "I got your backs, and for the record, there ain't nothing in this world I'm afraid of." "Except for dragons," the White Ninja added. "Dragons aren't from this world, Zane. I said in this world," Cole said. "And White Ninja is Zane," Wu said, "Master of Ice and Seer with 6th sense." Zane gave a little demonstration of making his weapon seemingly vanish. "I sense this one takes things a little too seriously," Irene muttered. Zane pulled off his hood and looked at her. He had white blonde hair and pale blue eyes. "You two have the gift?" "Heh, she's just making a joke, Zane," Jay said, also pulling his hood off. He had auburn hair and blue eyes. "Not entirely," Irene said. Wu added, "Indigo Ninja is Irene, Master of Illusion, able to see what others cannot." Irene pulled her hood off and grinned at the boys. "I take it Zane's sense of humor needs a little work," she teased. "Oh, you were sort of joking. Ha ha," Zane said, making Jay facepalm. "Pay attention," Wu said, making them all jump. "You 4 boys are the chosen ones who will protect the 4 weapons of Spinjitzu from Lord Garmadon." "But what about my sister?" Kai asked. Jay gasped. "We're saving a girl? Is she hot?" "Jay," Cole warned. "I just want to know what we're getting ourselves into," Jay defended. "Does she like blue?" "Back off," Kai growled. Irene snorted. Priorities, Jay. What about you? Jay asked. You like blue? Irene gave him a light shove. When we find the weapons, we will find your sister, Wu said. It is time. We must go to the first weapon. Whoa, wait a minute, Cole said. You said you were going to teach us spitjitzu. Wu answered, Spitjitzu is inside each and every one of you, and it will only be unlocked when the key is ready to be found. Irene pondered his words for a moment. So we know it already, but we don't realize that yet. Come, my feet are tired, Wu said, turning. We will take the horse carriage. Great, Cole sighed defeatedly. Now we have to find a key, Jay complained. Yeah, Cole said. I'm feeling like he's taking us for a ride. Kai declared, well, if it means finding my sister, then sign me up. All 5 of the ninja were pulling Sensei Wu along in a horse carriage. Sign me up, Jay mocked. Irene shook her head. Way to go, hothead. I sense this is some strange form of team building, Zane panted. I sense a touch of spite in it too, Irene gasped. This is something. Just keep pulling, Cole said. We have a long way to go. No, really? Irene sassed. I was so sure we'd be there already. She was slightly crabby from all that had happened. Her best friend getting kidnapped, the intense training, getting jumped by 3 strangers in the middle of the night, and now pulling a fortune cookie disguised as an old man in a horse carriage with no horses to speak of, making her a little saltier than usual. So, where'd Sensei find you 3? Kai asked, knowing that if someone didn't do something, her saucy attitude would land them in trouble. Let's just say, if it weren't for Sensei Wu, I don't think we would ever be seen together, Cole said. I was testing my limits. Irene got a sudden image in her head of Cole climbing the mountain and Sensei Wu waiting for him at the top. I was testing my invention, Jay said. In her mind, Irene could see Jay with a glider on top of a building. Then he jumped and crashed through a billboard. Wu offered a cup of tea to him. And I was testing myself, Zane added. Again, Irene pictured a frozen pond with Zane at the bottom holding his breath, enduring as long as he could. He looked over and choked because Wu was in the water next to him, drinking tea. Sensei Wu drinks tea underwater? She said in confusion. The guys all looked at her funny. Stop, Wu shouted suddenly. They did. The Caves of Despair, Sensei Wu said, pointing them out. Samurai must be close to unearthing the Scythe of Quakes. Remember, he warned, do not use the weapon, or its power. Yeah, it's too much for us mortals, Jay interrupted. Alright guys, let's chop sake this lemonade stand. Cole, you have a plan? Sure do, Cole replied. First, we lower ourselves down the ledge, then, he stopped at Irene tapping his shoulder. What? Kai went ahead without us, she said. She pointed to a familiar red gi hiding behind a boulder. Cole sighed. Let's go. They carefully snuck down after him. They found a crate and put it over their heads, carefully tiptoeing along. They bumped into a rock wall and Irene hissed, This was a stupid idea. We can't see squat and mobility is limited. Nobody said anything because she was right. Cole lifted the crate. There was a skeleton right in front of them, but his back was turned. The ninja saw Kai dash across an open area, and so did the skeleton. They quickly dragged him under the crate. After a quick scuffle, the ninja went on their way again, leaving a tangled-up pile of bones. They ditched the crate and hung onto the bottom of the conveyor belt while a couple of skeletons argued over a donut-shaped rock? Kai's gonna get it when we catch up to him, Irene silently promised. When they finally caught up to him, Jay whacked his head and whispered, What's the matter with you? Kai shushed him and pointed down. Samukai was looking at the map. Then he chuckled and walked out, leaving the map. It's upside down, Irene breathed. They're taking in the wrong spot. Zane pulled out a shuriken and whispered, The golden weapon is near. They tied a rope to the shuriken and used it to get the map. Samukai never knew a thing. They looked at the map and Kai said, There's no time to waste. Then he took off again. Cole looked at Irene and whispered, How did you put up with this guy? She shrugged. I don't know. They followed him into the mine the skeletons had dug out. Kai was trying to move a large boulder out of the way. Hey, Cole said. Before you race off again, You need to remember, we're a team. Yeah, whatever, Kai said, as the others came to help him. Together, they moved the boulder aside to reveal a chamber that held the scythe of quakes resting between the teeth of a dragon that must have been carved from rock. Whoa! Jay cried as they approached. That is so cool! His voice echoed loudly through the caverns. Cole and Irene both shushed him. Cole grabbed the scythe and whispered, "Not so loud." Come on, don't be paranoid. We're totally on the opposite side of the caves, Jay replied as Cole carefully wrapped the scythe in a blanket. Just zip it, okay? Cole told him. Let's just get out of here while those boneheads are still busy. They walked right out of the hidden chamber. Cole turned back to them and said, "All right, team, let's stick together. The way out is right around the corner." He very nearly bumped right into Sam and Kai, with the entire skeleton army behind him. Irene turned to Jay and mocked, "Don't be paranoid. We're totally on the opposite side. Sound travels," she yelled. They all readied their weapons and charged. As Irene knocked skeletons aside, she realized something. Being a ninja, fighting alongside a team, was amazing. "Irene, catch!" Zane yelled to her. She reached up and caught hold of the scythe, then whirled around and kicked a skeleton in the head. "Hey guys!" Jay shouted. "It's just like the training course." Irene looked over at him, confused. "Over the planks, dodge the swords, here comes the dummy, cha-ching!" he cried, an electric blue tornado forming around him. "Spit jitsu!" "Jay, what's the key?" Kai yelled. "I'm just going through the motions. This must be what Sensei meant when he said we already know it," Jay replied. Then it clicked with Irene. "Over the planks, dodge the swords," she muttered. "Here comes the dummy." As she went through the familiar motions of the training course, a glowing indigo tornado formed around her. "Woohoo!" she cheered. The others had also figured it out and were spinning alongside her and Jay. "Retreat!" Sam and Kai yelled, and the skeletons fled, screaming like small children. The ninja stopped spinning, and Cole said, "Ha! Guess they didn't want a second serving of these babies." He flexed his muscles. The others facepalmed. Good thing they didn't check out the merchandise in the back. He turned around and froze. As the others celebrated their victory, the dragon had emerged. Sensing Cole's fear, Irene also turned and saw the dragon. She froze. Her surroundings faded away until it was just her and the dragon. She saw protectiveness in him, protectiveness of the golden weapon. He wasn't an enemy. Ah! Someone slammed into her, knocking her out of the way of the dragon's breath. "Are you okay?" Cole asked her. "The dragon," she began, but Cole interrupted her. "No time, we gotta get out of here." "But," Cole ignored her and dragged her along with the others. Kai began uncovering the scythe. Jay tried to stop him. "Kai, bad idea. Sensei told us not to." "Then you better keep your mouth shut," Kai answered, running toward the dragon, scythe raised. "Kai, no!" Irene yelled, running after him. He brought the scythe of quakes down into the ground. A large crack appeared beneath the dragon, and the cavern began to collapse. Kai grabbed her arm. "We need to get out of here." Cole looked up and saw sunlight through the cave ceiling. "We'll use spinjitzu," he called. As the dragon approached, they all spun away, their colorful tornadoes getting through a crack and stopping right outside. The guys cheered, relishing the success of their mission. Irene was quiet. The dragon didn't need to be our enemy. She noticed that Sensei Wu was standing there and glaring at the five of them. "I told you not to use the scythe," he admonished. Everyone pointed to Kai. "He did it," Jay said. "What?" Kai complained. "I warned him, Sensei," Cole said. "Using it was my only option," Kai protested. "And what makes you think you are more important than the team?" Wu asked him. "They took my sister, remember?" Kai retorted. "Kai!" Irene yelled. Kai turned to her. "She's like a sister to me too, but we can't save her alone. We have friends. We have a team," she said. Kai hung his head in shame. He hadn't realized how losing Nia would affect Irene. They were like sisters, and Kai saw her as a sister too. "There are still 3 weapons left," Wu said. "Maybe next time you can do it right."